She said it with a smile, that mocking, entitled little smirk that didn't even look like her anymore. At least Mom's new husband isn't a poor loser like you. The clink of silverware froze in midair, her voice too loud and too polished. Slicing through the stillness of my kitchen like a serrated knife, my ex-wife sat at the end of the table, swirling her wine with smug satisfaction, like she hadn't just finished feeding those very same words to our daughter days before. I didn't respond. I chewed my food slowly, swallowed hard, then reached for my water, as if I had just been gutted in front of the only two people I once called my family. That's when the real silence began, not the one that hung awkwardly in the room that would pass. This one was deeper. It started inside me. There was a time Sarah used to run straight into my arms after ballet class, her tiny feet blistered from the studio floor, her cheeks flushed and radiant, her breath full of possibility. "You're my hero, Daddy," she'd whisper, and I believed her. Even after the divorce, I stayed close. I paid for everything: her tuition, her car, that summer program in Paris she bragged about to her friends. All of it came from my quiet sacrifices, my skipped vacations, the long work days, the ignored needs. I didn't complain, not once. Not even when Laura left me for a man with an empty smile and a loaded credit card. Not when she slowly, meticulously poisoned Sarah with stories of my bitterness, my shortcomings, my failure. I watched the transformation in real time, one comment at a time. I lost her, but I held on to hope that one day she'd see through it. And then came that dinner. That night, hope died not with screaming or slamming doors, but with indifference. With silence. The betrayal wasn't theatrical. It was subtle. It showed up in the way Sarah stopped hugging me, in the way she rolled her eyes when I asked how school was going, in how she casually started calling her mother's new husband Dad right in front of me. But it wasn't until I saw the tuition receipt paid not by me, but by him, that the knife twisted deep. She had removed me from the financial portal. They had frozen me out, but not my money. That's when everything shifted. That's when I stopped hoping. Stopped waiting to be recognized. Had mistaken my silence for surrender. Laura had always believed I was too passive, too polite, too soft-spoken to ever challenge a life she'd rebuilt on my dime. She forgot I was the one who funded that life. She forgot I knew how it was constructed and how to dismantle it. So I began. First, I called the bank and froze the education fund. It had been opened in my name. Legally, it was mine. Laura had? Never read the fine print. Just assumed as always that I'd keep paying quietly to keep the peace. Next, I called the dealership. Sarah's car was leased under my business account. I canceled the contract and had it towed from her school parking lot at dawn. Then I turned to her university account. I removed my access credentials, shut down meal plans, dorm expenses, book allowances. I had all correspondence rerouted to my private email. Sarah wouldn't be able to register for fall classes, not until the outstanding balance was paid, and I waited. The panic hit at exactly 6:43 p.m. Laura called first. Her voice trembling, trying to sound angry through the fear. What did? You do? Sarah called me crying. She's stranded. Her car isn't working. It's gone. What the hell is wrong with you? I paused, took a breath, then answered with a calm that only comes when you've had enough. I stopped sponsoring disrespect. You can't just, I can. I did, and I will again if you keep pushing. The silence on her end was exquisite. You're punishing your daughter. No, I'm teaching her that actions have consequences just like yours did. She hung up. I smiled for the first time in months. 2 days later, Sarah came back not for a visit, but to beg. She stood on my porch, eyes puffy, nails chewed. Down and nothing. Dressed in clothes I didn't recognize, probably borrowed. Gone was the polished, high-end version of her I had come to know. For the first time in years, she looked small. Real. I need help, she whispered. I said nothing. Then she broke. Tears poured down her face. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. It was just a joke, Mom said. I told me you wouldn't care. I looked at her. Not the girl who had flung my love aside for the approval of others. It's not the teenager who had treated my sacrifices like spare change. I saw the little girl I once tucked in at night, who cried after her first school play, terrified I wouldn't be proud. I never wanted you to love me for money, I said softly, but I won't let you hate me and still take from me. I don't hate you, she cried. I was stupid, I thought. She trailed off. I just wanted to fit in. I didn't mean what I said at dinner. Yes, you did, I replied, and that's okay. Now you'll learn what it costs. I didn't hand her the keys. I didn't write a check. I gave her something more valuable: responsibility. She got a part-time job, moved in with a friend. For the first time in her life, she learned the true cost of cruelty, of entitlement. Laura kept calling, leaving voicemails. Some were furious. Others pleading. I never answered, but I listened to every word. You're ruining her life. No, I was saving her from yours. Months passed. Sarah's texts became shorter, quieter. She stopped asking for money and started sending updates instead of photo of her with her coworkers. A textbook she bought used. A simple thank you for being tough on me when I needed it. She was learning, and Laura stopped calling. When her husband's business imploded, turns out it was built on loans and lies. Her Instagram went silent. No more yacht selfies. No more staged power couple posts. I never lifted a finger. Simply stepped away and let gravity do the rest. People think revenge is loud, explosive, but the most satisfying kind is silent, precise. It doesn't destroy, it reveals. And when the dust settles, the ones who betrayed, you finally see what you were all along: not weak, just patient. And now you're done waiting.